So yeah, so we're going to be going through some plank variations. And at any point, if you need to take a break or modify, certainly feel free to modify. If it's a full plank, come to your knees. If you need to take an extra moment to give those hands, wrists, and forearms a little break, certainly give yourself those little breaks, those little opportunities. So we're going to start in a standing position on the back edge of our mat. So I'm just going to do that, and I'll meet you at the mat. All right, so we're going to start off. Let's start off standing tall at the back edge of our mat. And we're going to stand with our feet about shoulder, hip distance apart. Take a moment rocking between the toes and the heels. I'm going to add some easy shoulder rolls, just like we always warm up. Just kind of moving through the hands, wrists, and forearms, getting the feet and ankles settled in. I'm going to find the balance between the toes and the heels. A little softness through the knees and a nice little shoulder roll up and back. I'm going to stand tall for a couple of breath cycles here. I want to focus on a full, strong inhale. The rib cage expands. And a full exhale, the rib cage contracts. Take a moment and draw your focus to that big inhale as the rib cage expands, the lungs fill up. And on the exhale, the rib cage contracts. And we want to try to expel as much of that breath as we can. We're going to draw the belly button to the spine if you haven't already. And I want to think about this connection, trying to pull the belly button all the way to my back, keeping everything really strong and supported. Lengthening through the neck with each exhale, maybe growing a little taller. On your next inhale, I'm going to take the arms, reach it up, lifting the heart, take a little press back, and then exhale as we hinge forward. Now I'm just going to bring my hands to my thighs. Just take a really easy bend and straighten. Now, go ahead and straighten those legs and slide those hands down to meet the floor. Take a moment here, paddle through the legs. I want to feel that stretch in the back of the legs, into the low back. And I'm going to take my head forward and just relax, let the neck shake a couple of times. I'm going to settle both heels down and press my belly a little closer to my thighs. Now, if you need to bend and straighten here, this is an option and may help you kind of loosen up through the back of those legs just a little more, a little easier. Now I'm going to lift my tailbone and press my belly to my thighs. Before I soften the knees, slide the hands up and unfold. One vertebra at a time, scooping the belly, stacking it up nice and slow. At the top, stack tall, we'll inhale, lift the arms, lift the heart, press the hands open as we hinge forward, nice and slow. And you can bend your knees to get to the floor this time, but otherwise I'm going to set my fingertips down and continue to pedal through those legs. So if you're still kind of tight, still working that out, take your time. Think about sending your breath into that stretch. I'm going to let my head relax forward. Now I've got my feet just slightly wider than hip distance apart. I'm going to bring my hands to my elbows and allow myself to drape forward, scooping the belly, keeping that strong connection. Maybe add a little side to side. Back to center, soften the knees, and unfold, releasing as we come up super slow. And stacking tall, shoulders back, keeping that belly button drawn in tight. Let's take that inhale up again, lifting the heart, a little reach back. And I'm going to press the hands open as I hinge forward and stop about halfway. I'm going to float my hands into the small of my back and continue that forward fold. You can bend your knees a little if you need to, and I'm going to interlace my fingers and press the knuckles away. Feel free to lift and lower, kind of moving through that shoulder and chest. Take one more really big press, knuckles to ceiling, and then let the hands just release down to meet the floor. Soften your knees, unfold one vertebra at a time, keeping that belly button drawn in tight. Head and shoulders arrive last, and we stack tall. All right, so we're going to take our walk out onto our mat, and if you missed the beginning, we're going to be doing a bit more of a plank exercise, plank routine. So we'll be doing some different variations, and in between, if you want to give yourself that little stretch of the hands, wrists, both directions, flexion, extension, rotation, so that may help you if you feel any tension building up through those hands and wrists. We're going to start off standing tall, feet about shoulder hip distance apart, and that wall right behind us. We're going to inhale, and then on your exhale, peel, dropping the chin, scooping the belly, softening the knees as you need. Hands come to meet the floor. I'm going to take that little walk forward, carefully, slowly, and separate the feet. I'm going to press back into my downward facing dog. So just take a moment here, pedal through the legs. I want to also make sure that I'm not putting all of the weight right in my base of my palm. So extend the weight through the fingers. Maybe curl those fingertips in just a little bit, keeping that hand active and working. Pedaling through those heels. Now I'm going to sink both heels to the floor, and I'm going to double lift and lower. So both heels come up, both heels come down. So right now I'm just kind of thinking about that foot and ankle mobility, just lifting and lowering, stretching through the heel into the calf. Now go ahead and sink into your heel, and we're just going to soften the knees a little bit to roll forward, stacking the shoulders right over the wrists. So I'm going to take a moment here. So here's our first plank. I want to make sure that my hips are nice and low, so we're not real high in the hips, nor are we sinking through that low back. So finding that nice little neutral medium, keeping it tall, keeping it strong, thinking about that length through the head and neck. Now I'm just going to lower my knees and press back for an easy child's pose. Take a moment, give those hands, wrists and forearms a quick little break, quick little release. Coming out into your tabletop position, I'm going to take a couple of cat and cow breaths. I'm going to inhale, lengthen through the head. Exhale and round. Tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. Inhale and exhale. Scooping that belly button all the way to your spine. Now this time, take your cat stretch, turn your toes, and get those hands ready. We're going to lift the knees and press back into your downward facing dog. So take a moment here, positioning yourself. Nice, long stretch down the back of the legs. Now I want to shift between my down dog and my plank. Squeeze through the glutes, and then press up and on up. And when I press up into this down dog, I want to think about pushing my chest toward my feet. So I want to come into my plank and keep it really strong, really straight, and then press back, pushing your chest toward your feet. So working on a little bit of thoracic mobility, that area in that upper middle back, pushing, getting those shoulders, nice long reach, and forward. Scoop that belly. Take one more and hold this back. And I'm going to separate my feet just a little bit, reposition my feet, and I'm going to take my opposite hand to either shin or ankle and bring it back to the mat. Let's take the other side. I'm going to inhale, exhale, and just reach across. And maybe if you reach the knee, that's great, the shin, or maybe the ankle. twist and look under that supporting arm and bring it back in. Let's reset those hands. Let's take it again and twist and reach. A little look under that arm. And carefully, slowly, back to the mat. Ready? Last time. Big twist, reach. Back to center. Let's push into that down dog, really pushing into that fold. And then I'm going to round forward, coming down to my knees, shifting back to give those hands, wrists, and forearms a little break. All right, so let's come out into our belly and just take a couple of quick little back bends. So I'm going to slide forward, coming out to the belly. And I'm going to start with my hands a little bit forward. So from here, my elbows are wide. I'm going to inhale, look toward the mat. And then exhale, I'm just going to come up and turn my elbows in closer to my body, lengthening through the top of my head. I want to think about that little curve in my upper middle back. Shoulder blades are down. The legs are active, so I don't want to just kind of relax here. I want to think about kind of squeezing my glutes, maybe pressing the top of my feet into the floor. I'm going to inhale and then exhale down. I'm just going to let those elbows rotate out. You can stay here with the hands or slide them back a little bit, keeping the elbows turned in by your side. We're going to inhale and then exhale, lift nice and tall, shoulders down, and lower with control. Inhale at the bottom, exhale, think about sliding those shoulder blades down and back, scooping the belly, top of the foot pressing into the floor, and then lower with control. All right, so we're going to add something on here. I'm going to inhale, and then exhale. I'm going to lift into my regular little swan, shoulders are down, and then as I come forward, I'm just going to keep my forehead hovering. I'm going to bring my right foot in toward my bottom, and then I'm going to flex my heel, and then I'm going to extend. So keeping this hover, left leg, so I'm going to bring my foot toward my bottom, then flex my heel, and then extend. Let's do that again. So right foot, little in, then heel, extend and down, and left, in, and heel, extend and down. So let's put those two together, that little swan with that little heel curl. So I'm going to come up with my swan first, nice and tall, scoop the belly, lower with control. The foot comes in, then heel, extend, and down. Left side, in, heel, extend, and down. Let's do that swan, bringing it up, nice and tall, shoulders back, and lower with control. And bring the right heel in, heel, extend, and down. Left foot in, heel, extend, and down. I'm going to add one more thing on that. So I'm going to inhale, exhale, swan, nice little lift, and then lower. This time, we pull the foot in, then flex the foot, then lift the knee, extend, and down. All right, so that's just that little knee lift. Other side, so in, heel, lift, extend, and down. Let's get that again. So swan, and lower, and foot, heel, lift, extend, and down. Let's take the other side. So foot, heel, lift, extend, and down. One more through that swan, bringing it up and down. Take your foot, heel, lift, extend, and down. One more side, and foot, heel, extend, and oh, leave that lift. I'm sorry, I forgot that lift. Don't forget the lift. Now extend and down and press back. For a little child's pose, take your time, sinking the sits bones over your heels, reaching through those arms. And giving those hands, wrists, and forearms a little break. Now, if you were feeling that in your triceps, if you were keeping those elbows in nice and close, you might have felt that in those triceps just a little bit. So give them a little stretch if you want. All right, so I'm going to come back into my hands and knees, and we're going to go into some scapular protraction or retraction. We're going to start on our knees, and then we're going to go into that little short plank that I like to do with the knees hovering off of the floor. So if you need to bring the knees back to the floor during that, that's okay. Listen to this upper body a bit first. So we're still kind of warming up, getting the back, getting the shoulders, hands, wrists, and forearms, everything ready for the real plank sequences. Ready? So I'm just going to come forward into my hands and knees, and I want to think about stacking my hips directly over my knees, stacking my shoulders directly over my hands. So I want to also curl those fingertips in, keeping that active hand, and I want to avoid sinking my belly. So scoop that belly in, keeping that neutral spine, and I'm just going to lower my chest. Think about lowering your rib cage toward the floor and then pressing it away. So I'm just easy lower and press. And press. So I'm inhaling down and exhaling up. Now I want to keep my core active. I want to think about scooping that belly button away from the floor. So even though the majority of this movement, all of the movement, is in my shoulders and my chest, I want to make sure I'm keeping the rest of my body really strong and stable. Now, I'm going to keep this idea, but I'm going to turn my toes, and if you need to adjust your hands, I'm just going to lift and hover my knees. So I'm going to try to keep those knees just about an inch off the floor. I'm going to take that little scapular protraction and retraction. Now that active core really is important here. So lower and press, and lower and press, and lower and press. Give yourself 2 more, guys, and press. Last one, lower and press. I'm going to set my knees down, and I'm going to take a little child's pose. Allow yourself to sink back and give yourself a nice little break. Stretching the hands both directions if you need that. Ankle rotation, you can even take the hands together, do that little figure 8. Try it both ways. One way is usually kind of weird. Okay, so let's come back out into hands and knees, and we're going to do a little march. So we're going to go between that short plank with the knee hover and the long plank with the feet back. So if at any point you need to set your knees down for a little break, feel free, take that little modification. But if you can keep those knees hovering, you're going to keep everything really strong and active. We're pressing the floor away, so I want to think about this strong, stable shoulder girdle here. All right, so coming out to your hands and knees, and have enough room to step back on your mat. All right, so from here, nice and tall, lengthening through the spine, I'm going to turn my toes. And I'm going to lift my knees. I'm going to extend right and then left. Walk it in right and then left. Now I'm going to start with the other side. I'm going to go left and right and left and right. Try not to let your booty lift. Right and left and right. Keeping that belly drawn to your spine. Let's get one more each side. Right and left. Or excuse me, just one more. One more little set. Hold it here. Take the knees down. Take a quick little sit back, just giving those wrists a little break. All right, so I'm going to add something onto that. We are going to take that little march, and we're just going to add a little twist, okay? Literally a little twist. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my hands up just as I did before, turn my toes, and then lift my knees. I'm going to extend back and extend back. Now, I'm just going to come forward, hold it here. I'm going to rotate that knee to the right and then back down, set my foot down, and bring it in. Now we're going to do it on the other side. So left, right. Now the left foot just pops in and holds. Rotate open, rotate down, then the foot, then the other foot. Let's try that again. Right, left. Now just pop the right foot in, rotate open, down, set your foot down, and bring it in. One more. Here's your left, your right. Now just pop the knee and open, bring it in, set it down, Bring that foot in and take it to your knees. Give yourself a little break. It's all kinds of fun little variations that we can do in a plank. Plank should never be boring. It should never be the same. We can always find new fun ways. Let's give our wrists a little break. Let's come over to our hips and get some abs and back, because that's why we're really here, right? Abs. All right. So let's shift those feet around. And I'm going to start with my feet about shoulder, hip distance. Pardon me while I quench my thirst. And sitting really tall, I'm going to reach out like I'm holding a ball. We're going to sit up tall, inhale, and on the exhale, take a half roll back. I'm going to bring one leg up. I'm going to bring my other leg up. I'm going to hold it here. You can also hold behind the knees if you need that little modification. Otherwise, reaching out, super strong. Big inhale and exhale. Set it down and stretch. Sitting up tall, inhale, exhale, half roll back. One leg up, other leg up, hold it here. Now, you can hold if you need that. Otherwise, we're just gonna keep the hands reaching, extending right and left, right and left. Really strong quadriceps, active, really strong. Left, one more each side, please. Right and left. I'm gonna take both feet up, squeeze those legs together. Think about zipping through the thighs. Inhale, exhale down, reach. Sit up tall. All right, so I did one on Monday that was kind of fun. We're gonna play with that one again. So we're gonna start off with an inhale. We're just gonna take a little twist. I'm gonna exhale, I'm gonna lean. I'm gonna open toward you, open up the shoulder and the chest, nice and long. Back to center, open the other side. Turn, twist, and look, and center. Take a little stretch, and sit up tall. All right, this time, walk those knees up. Now you can always stay at a level. So if you prefer to stay with your feet on the floor, that is totally fine. So what I'm gonna do for this one is I'm gonna walk my right hand to the inside of my left knee, turn, twist, and look, and back to center. I'm gonna switch hands. Left hand goes inside that right knee, open up, big twist, and center. Set it down, and reach. Now the next one, the last one that I've got for you on that, is the legs extended. So let's just rock back, sitting here for a moment, and work on getting to your V-sit. So I'm gonna extend both legs up. You can always come back to bent knees. All right, so holding both legs up. I'm gonna take my right hand inside my left knee and open. Woo, finding balance. Open, open, open. Back to center. Switch hands. So left hand goes inside your right knee. Turn, twist, and look. Back to center. Hold that V-sit. Pull it in a little tighter if you can. Cross your ankles and come down. Give yourself just a quick little stretch here. And I'm just gonna drop my shoulder and then twist to the other side. Getting into that side body just a bit. A little more twisty. It's always good for us. All right, so let's go ahead and extend those legs out. We're gonna go into our roll up, and we're gonna add that little saw variation that I've been doing here lately. So we're gonna reach out, I'm gonna think about zipping my thighs, squeezing through the back of the legs, really trying to hold onto your mat through the back of the legs. I'm gonna reach out, nice and long. We're gonna inhale, and on the exhale, take it down one vertebra at a time. So while we're here, take a moment, get yourself comfortable, and we'll do some more scapular protraction, retraction here on the floor. So I'm gonna reach and hold a little ball right over my heart. I'm gonna reach the ball toward the ceiling, and then I'm gonna pull my shoulder blades together. I'm gonna squeeze that space between my shoulder blades on the mat. And exhale, reach, inhale, retract. Exhale, reach, inhale, retract. So add that little squeeze in there. So while I'm going through this here with my upper body, I'm keeping my lower half really strong. You want to think about that squeeze, that zipped inner thigh, belly button, just spine. One more, guys.
And exhale, reach. Now, I'm going to float my arms back. I don't want to go so far that my rib cage needs to lift. So I want to keep this rib to hip connection. So think about really pulling your ribs toward your hips, keeping this really strong and engaged. We're going to take that full roll up. I'm going to inhale, lift, nod the chin forward, scoop the belly, reaching up, out, and over into your forward fold. Sit up tall and take it down. So right now we're just doing our roll up and then smooth, slow roll down. And inhale, reach, exhale, peel. If you need a little bit of help coming up, use the help to come up and then try to come down unassisted. This negative movement helps us get that really strong positive. So we'll inhale, squeeze, and reach, lean, and sit up tall. Okay, on your next one, we'll just open the legs for a little saw. I'm going to inhale, reach, exhale, peel, coming up, out, and over. I'm going to open the arms. I'm going to take one leg open, other leg open, and I'm going to flex my feet. Twist, reach pinky finger to pinky toe, and sit up tall. Other direction, twist, and reach, up, and center. One leg in, other leg in, arms together, roll it down. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach, exhale, peel. Now you can continue with the single leg open, so one at a time, or both legs, both arms. And we're going to twist and reach, sit up tall, center, other side, twist, reach, up, and center. One leg at a time, or both, and squeeze, arms in, and take it down. Let's do that 2 more times, guys. So 2 more roll-ups with the saw. Inhale, reach, exhale, peel, up, out, and over. Sit up tall, taking it wide, feet are flexed. We're gonna twist, reach, sit up tall, and center, other side, and reach, up, and center. One leg at a time, or both legs, both arms in, roll it down. We have 1 more. Ready? Inhale, reach, exhale, peel, long and strong, long forward fold. Sit up tall. We're gonna open, twist, reach, sit up tall, center, other side, and reach. Bring it in, slide those feet together, arms together. Roll it down with control. Arms are gonna float back. We'll take a little circle and scoot back onto your mat. Just take a quick little back massage, little knees to chest, easy side to side. While we're here, we're gonna grab our abs series. So I won't spend a whole lot of time here because I wanna get back into some of the planks. So some of the plank variations I wanted to do today were shoulder taps, marches, side planks, and reverse planks. So just kind of getting all the different angles of the body. So let's start off with our, or let's get into our abs series before we get into all that other good stuff. So I'm gonna bring myself to forward flexion, keep the right, extend the left. We're gonna inhale and switch on the exhale. And inhale, exhale. Now I'm switching my hands as I switch my legs. So I'm taking outside hand to ankle, inside hand to knee. If that throws you off, just both hands on the knee is okay, a little tug. And inhale right, exhale left. Inhale right, exhale left. Let's get 1 more. I'm gonna pull the knees into the chest. I'm not gonna take a break. We're gonna take both legs and arms, reach, and then circle around, knees float in. Now I'm taking my legs out on a nice low angle. If you need a little modification, up a little higher, maybe a little easier for you. As we're going through this, I wanna make sure I'm not letting my heels kind of drop and drag in like that. So I wanna think about maybe balancing a tray on my shins and reach and pull it in. Let's get 2 more. And reach and pull it in. Last one, guys. Reach. I'm gonna pull it in, head and shoulders down, take a little break. Neck rotation in between these if you find your neck getting really tense, really tight. A little side to side, foot flexion, extension are also good. All right, so we're gonna go for our straight legs. I'm gonna take both legs up, nice and long. I wanna think about this length, back of the leg. Bring yourself into forward flexion. Right leg in, left leg drops away, little tug, tug, switch and tug, tug. So I'm thinking about the back of the thigh and I wanna keep my leg long and straight. So if you have a little bend in the knee, try to engage your quadriceps just a bit more, keeping that leg straight. And inhale right, exhale left. Inhale right, exhale left. Let's get 2 more each side. And left, and last one. Now I'm not gonna take a break. I'm gonna bend my knees and make that little tabletop for my shins. Hands come behind the head and support. Now I don't wanna tug at the neck. I'm going to dip my toes and bring it back to tabletop. And dip my toes and back to tabletop. And dip. Now you can stick with this or extend the legs, heels together, toes turn out into that little V. So when we think about squeezing in the back of the legs, we're gonna lower and lift, and lower and lift. Really strong. Lower and lift, and lower. Give yourself 2 more if you can, guys. Lower and lift. Last one. Lower and lift. Knees in, head down. Take a break. All right, so last in our ab series, our series of 5, is our crisscross. I like to do the one hand on top of the other instead of the hands behind the head. You can also take the hands, the fingertips behind the ears. I just don't want to pull at the neck with this one. I also want to think about bringing my shoulder toward the opposite knee rather than letting my elbow cheat for me. I want this twist across my waistline. So I'm going to bring my hands one on top of the other, back of the hands against the forehead. Bring yourself into forward flexion. Right leg is in, left leg is going to extend. And I'm going to cross and switch. Inhale right, exhale left. Inhale right, exhale left. Think about reaching through the foot. Exhale, inhale, exhale. 2 more each side. We've got this, guys. Right and left. Let's bring both knees in, head down. Take a little break. Give yourself a little back massage, neck rotation if you need that. All right, so I'm just gonna bring myself up and over. Grab a drink if you'd like. We're gonna get into our planks. We'll give some wrist rotations in between, but if you need to take the modification, coming to your knees is acceptable. I just want you to make sure that you think about keeping that long, straight line for yourself. All right. So we are going to start off with shoulder taps or macarenas. So we're going to start in the long plank position, and I want to make sure that I've got my hands, the weight separated through the fingers. So go ahead and set yourself up. I want to stack my shoulders over my wrists, and I'm going to step one foot back, and I'm going to step my other foot back. And I'm going to have my feet a little wider apart for this one, and you're going to feel that little shift. Try to make that as minimal as you can. So I'm going to be really strong, and I'm going to tap and tap. So feeling that little shift and tap. And you can kind of decide if you want your hands further apart or maybe a little more to the center. And right and left. Scoop that belly. Keep it strong. Try not to let those hips lift much higher on you. And tap and tap. Let's get one more. Tap with the right hand. One more tap with the left. Bring it to center. Open up your hands. Hold your plank. Knees down. Quick little release. Nice little shoulder, elbow. I don't know my joints. I don't know my body. Wrists. Giving those wrists a nice little break. Okay, so we are going to go into a marching plank. So I'm going to come out onto my forearms. We're going to press up into a full plank and down into the forearms. Now again, you can take this on your knees. Just make sure that you're keeping this really long, straight line. So when I think about that, squeeze through the glutes, really engaging this core, your abdominals, your back, and hip flexors. So let's go ahead and set this up on our forearms. All right, this one gets a little intense, so take a break if you need it. I'm gonna lean out, and we're on our elbows, so a little hover, a little forearm plank. I'm gonna separate my feet just a bit. I'm gonna press up, up, and down, down. Now let up with my right hand. This time I'm gonna lead up with my left, and down, down, and right, left, right, left. Now this time, left, right, left, woo, and right, left, right, left, left, right, left. One more for each side, guys. We got this. Right, left, right, left. Last time. Left, right, left. Hold it here. Hold it. Take a little side to side. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and knees. Walk it back and give yourself nice little stretch. While we're here, let's just take some little shoulder rolls. Sitting up tall. Now I'm going to open out my arms. And I'm going to reach forward. So I've got my palms out, thumbs down. Then I'm going to come back. Opening up. Palms up, thumbs back. Do that again. Round and open. So I'm rotating all the way up at the shoulder. Reach and open. And reach and open. Give yourself one more, guys. A big reach and open. I'm going to set my right hand down. Left arm is going to come over for a nice little stretch, nice little side bend. And I think about getting this into the side body, even into my hip. Just a nice little stretch. And bring it up and around. Other side. Taking that nice little side bend. And up. This time, take your side bend. And then just rotate it forward. So think about bringing your shoulder forward, like you're bringing your shoulder toward your opposite knee. And then twist and back to center. Other side, so I'm going to take that little side lean and then twist. Bring it back to side and come on up. Okay, so we're going to get into a little side plank. I'm going to start from forward. And then we're going to rotate it. So we're just walking the feet, rotating at the feet. So I'm going to give you some different options. You can always drop the bottom knee if you need a little modification, if you need a little break. But otherwise, if you can, you want to think about like that knife edge of your foot rather than the whole foot. So you're kind of pressing that side of your foot into the mat to really keep that strong support, that strong base of support. Let's come on out. And we're going to step 1 foot at a time back. I'm going to keep my feet apart for this one. Nice and long through your plank. So I'm going to rotate over. So I've got that little knife edge on this back leg, and I'm going to reach this top arm up. So if you're good with this and need to stay with this staggered foot plank, totally fine. Bring it back to center. Other side. So I take that little knife edge on that back foot and reach. Trying to have my shoulders stacked right above my wrist and back to center. All right, so a little more challenge. We're going to stack the feet. You can always keep it staggered. So I'm going to rotate over and bring it into my plank. Nice and strong. It's a little wobbly. It's a little more balance. Bringing it back. Hold that plank. Feet are together. I'm just going to rotate over. Finding balance. And bring it over. Quick little break. Just sit back. Give those hands, wrists, and forearms a little break. So we're going to do this set again. Now again, remember, you can keep the feet staggered and then you just kind of rotate over so you have a wider base of balance. So this is a little, well, it's actually a lot more stable. If you want the feet together, you're just rotating over, so one foot is stacked on top of the other, and it gets a little challenge. So for this next one, when we're in our side plank, I'm going to give you the option to lift. It'll be your front leg, so the ninth leg stays on the floor. All right, so I'm going to bring this out, shoulder blades down, step one foot back, other foot back. Now I'm going to start with my feet in the staggered position just for this first one. So rotate over, and I'm going to lift. Now I'm just going to hover that top leg, so it's pretty balancy, and bring it down. Other side, ready? So coming over into my staggered feet and reach. Find that strong edge of your foot. And bring it down. Woo! You guys ready? Feet together. Stack. And bring it here. You can hover the foot, or you can even point to that bottom knee. Take it out a little bigger. Take it forward. Woo. Here we go. Last side. I'm going to turn, hover, point, or extend. Finding balance. Bring it down. Knees to the floor. Good job, guys. Taking that little wrist rotation, flexion, extension, even taking the hands to the floor, palms up, and giving them that little stretch the other direction. Okay, we're gonna get some reverse planks, but to get there, I wanna make sure that my wrists and forearms are ready for that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come over to our hips, and I'm gonna turn my fingers toward my hips. Feet are in just a little bit closer. So we're gonna work our way up to that reverse plank, and I know we don't have a whole lot of time for this. So I'm gonna give you the tabletop version first. You can stick with that, or you can choose to extend those legs out into that strong reverse plank. And if you do, I wanna think about that really strong squeeze from inner thighs. Heels are touching, almost kissing. And I tend to use a little bit of a turnout because I wanna use the back of my legs to kind of help keep everything really supported and lifted. But first, we're gonna go to tabletop. So I'm gonna walk my feet in. I'm gonna bring my hands and just fingertips toward your hips, and I'm gonna come up into, I'm just gonna keep my booty hovering off the floor, and I'm just gonna shift forward and back. And so just kind of shifting your hips toward your heels, feeling that in your wrists just a little more. Now, from here, I'm going to lift. I want to think about opening the shoulders and chest. Now, if you need to walk your feet out just a little bit, you can do that. Lift. So I want to think about this really strong, open heart, open shoulders, scooping that belly, lifting those hips, so squeeze your glutes. Let's take an inhale and exhale, come down with control. Give those wrists and forearms a little break. It's a little bit intense, so if you want to take a little break, take a little break here. We're going to go into that reverse plank. Okay, so from here, I'm going to start with my feet out a little longer. Actually, all the way out. Fully extend the legs. You can always bring it back into tabletop if you need. All right, so from here, same setup with the hands. So I'm going to inhale, and on the exhale, I'm going to lift and squeeze. Think about looking up toward the ceiling. I don't want to let the head drop back. If you need a little look forward to give your neck a break, that's okay too. But I want to keep this really active, really strong. Think about pressing your hips away from the floor. Strong inner thigh squeeze. Keep it going. One more breath cycle. And I'm going to lower with control. Oh, good job, you guys. Rotate those wrists and forearms, giving those hands a little break, each direction. All right, so let's just come into just this little staggered sit. So you can stack like we do for mermaid. I'm just going to open mine out just a little bit because I want to take this nice little side bend. I'm just coming into my forearm, giving the hand and wrist a little break, and I'm going to circle this around and then come up and over. Open the shoulder and chest toward the back of the room. Circle this around into your forearm. Nice little side bend. And bring it around and open. Go ahead and bring this up nice and tall and just shift your feet to the other side. So leaning out into that forearm, taking that nice little side bend and ragdoll and open and take it around, side bend and bring it around. A little different on each side. So one side might feel a little better. This side's feeling a little tighter for me. Maybe I need to stick around and give it some more love. And last time, nice little reach, nice extension, and we'll bring it back. Nice easy shoulder rolls. I'm going to come over to the ball of the foot and just take a moment sinking into your heels, allowing the heel, the calf to get a little stretch here. I'm going to bring my hands up to my thighs, and I just want to focus on balance. So feel that foot and ankle stability, kind of wobbling around a little bit. Fingertips touch the floor. I'm going to unfold, so I'm just going to lift my tailbone, start with a really easy pedal through the legs, pop one leg, straighten the other. Let the head relax forward. Shake the head no. Now, soften the knees, slide the hands up. Let's lift nice and slow. Shoulders back. Let's take a big inhale, guys. Arms are going to come up, nice and tall. And then exhale, palms up, thumbs back. I'm going to I'm going to just rotate palms up, thumbs back, the other direction. And interlace your fingers. Push the knuckles down, lift the heart, lift the chin. And release. Arms come back to the top. I'm going to grab my left wrist and just take a really easy side bend. If you need to step your feet a little further apart, you can always do that. And inhale up, exhale, switch. Left hand pulling that right wrist. Everybody, big inhale up, exhale, float it down. One more really big cleansing breath, guys. Arms up. And exhale. Thank you all very much. Happy Wednesday. Thank you for joining me. Happy Plank Day.